Good evening and welcome to episode 1 of the Dellanzo Football Show. We'll be reviewing the results of the Barnet Sunday Football League as well as looking at upcoming fixtures and news. So we're going to start off with the most important division in the Barnet Sunday Football League, which is Division 6. In London Junior Cup action, AFC Edmonton picking up a nice 2-1 win over London Academics FC Rolls. Good result for AFC Edmonton, first season as a club and advancing in the London Junior Cup where they'll be playing us in the next round. So, this should be a good game. Congratulations to them for getting through to the next round and, we're looking forward to that game. AFC Oakwood Reserves picking up a nice 6-2 away win against AFC Muswell Hill seconds. Oakwood have obviously strengthened immensely over the last couple of years, and obviously adding in players from Southbury United as well, and getting in another team, getting in a reserve team has obviously shown they've got a strength in depth, and good result for the reserves. North London Wanderers drawing 2-2 against Alexandra Knights. London Wednesday picking up an 8-2 win against Stratford Arms Blues away from home, with hat-tricks for Tony Burke and Jeffrey Corrado. So congratulations to them. Very impressive 8-2 away win. This is a big result. Uzlot picking up an 18-0 win against Grange Park Reserves, and Whetstone Wanderers picking up a 9-0 win over Hoke Hill. And just want to go into depth more about those last two results in particular. And obviously this ain't a fault of the league, but with the Barnet League adding in about 20 odd new teams, you're going to get these results, early in the season where there is a golfing class, where there is a golfing talent and skill and experience. And this ain't the fault of the league, but obviously this is because there are new teams that aren't experienced in Sunday League, maybe come from junior football, maybe come from unorganised football, and haven't experienced adult football or Sunday League, and they're new to it and stuff like that. And these kind of results actually happen to teams early in their thing. Grange Park didn't have a reserve team last year. Oak Hill are a new team that have just started out, and it was very hard for the Barnet League, obviously not seeing any of these teams. It was very hard to kind of place them into divisions, which match their skills. So obviously you're going to have a few of these results, within the season. But obviously when the season gets further down the line, these results are going to decrease. You're not going to see these results later on in the season because you're going to get teams that are used to playing together and improve tactically, improve skills whilst as a team. So so these results are common early on in the season when you've got teams that are organised, teams that know how to play. Even though they're new to the league, they probably have played together, and that obviously shows when you've got players who play together maybe at a better skill level. Because I've seen teams in Div 5 or Div 4 who have experienced players at a Div 1 level or a Div 2 level, so they're obviously a step above what they're playing. But and obviously there is an experience gap in between some of these players, but that's going to decrease further down the line in the season. So we're just going to go to the upcoming fixtures. We've got Consolation Cup action with Alexandra Knights hosting AFC Edmonton and London Wednesday hosting AFC Oakwood Reserves. In the league we have Oak Hill playing AFC Muswell Hill seconds, Uzlot looking to continue their good form against Stratford Arms Blues. We've got Grange Park Reserves against North London Wanderers to round off the week. Okay, so we're going to go into Division 5 now. We had 4 matches in the league. We had Armenian Youth Association drawing 4-4 with the Underdogs. Good result for Armenian Youth Association, to be honest. Been a bit of a mixed bag for them this season, 2 wins and 2 losses coming into the game, and Underdogs had won 3 in a row, so a very good result for Armenian Youth Association in my view. For them, very good result for them early on in the season. And to be honest, for me, Underdogs look like a team that will go far in this division. They look very organised, they look very hungry, and I think they'll do well in this division. We had Clerkenwell drawing 2-2 against Gospel Oak Football Club. Their first game in the league, Gospel Oak, and they held the league leaders to a 2-2 draw, so a very good result for them. We had North London Panthers beating Camden FC 3-1. North London Panthers picking up their first win in the Barnet Sunday Football League. So congratulations to them. And we had Real Menza in an absolute thriller, beating Borelli 7-5. That was a cracker of a game in the league. We had London Junior Cup action with Pro Panthers beating Boundbury Estate 5-3. So Pro Panthers in their first season advancing. We were meant to play them in a friendly earlier last season, but it got cancelled due to weather. They look like an organised outfit. They look like they've got their stuff together, and they look very good. They look very good. They look like a very promising team. We also had Junior Cup action, the Barnet Junior Cup. We had North Atletico Seniors drawing 1-1 to Maida Vale, but advancing on penalties 5-4. And we also had in the Junior Cup, we didn't have another game in the Junior Cup. That was postponed. So Clerkenwell and the Bandits did get postponed. They were meant to play in the Junior Cup, but that has been pushed back to a later date. Just want to add in Division 5, we've got teams that I think are going to make that step up, very hungry teams. You look at Clerkenwell, have looked very impressive early on in the season. I think Pro Panthers are a team with a lot of potential. I think the Bandits, no offence to you guys, but what the flip is that logo? To sum up the Bandits, it's a very good logo, but it's just not for me. But I've seen their squad. I've seen some of the players that did play in Division 1 with Pat Rice and Peas last season, so I know they've got players that can play, and I've seen their results, and I know they've got talent in the ranks. So when you come up against these teams, you know that they're going to be young, they're going to be hungry, they're going to run all day, and they're going to give you a game. A lot of these teams are going to give teams in the higher division games when they play in a Junior Cup or in a Challenge Cup. These teams ain't mugs, and they're going to show it. We'll move on to the upcoming fixtures. We've got league action between Borelli and Armenian Youth Association. Camden FC host North London Panthers. Maida Vale face Real Menza, and we also have Consolation Cup action with the Bandits taking on Pro Panthers. So that's going to be a very, very, very good game. We have Underdogs facing North Atletico Seniors as well in the Consolation Cup. So they're your Division 5 results and fixtures. So we'll move on now to Division 4, which has more of the teams that were in it from last season, but we have a sprinkling of a few new teams in this division as well. So we had Intermediate Cup action, FC Cricklewood picking up a nice 3-2 win away against Colney Hatch Athletic. We had London Junior Cup action with Grenfell Athletic beating NLR 2-1. So NLR falling at the first hurdle. We had league action with Gower Phoenix, who are Gower FC's Rezzies, beating Yoga Benito 5-1. Roving Reporters drawing 2-2 against Brotherhood Cozzy. We had Sopranos FC together. You talking to me? Now I'm talking to you. 4-2 win over New Barnet. And we had AFC Muswell Hill Firsts picking up a 4-3 win away at Sporting M14. So AFC Muswell Hill Firsts avoiding the upset because they are a Division 3 team and they go through in the Intermediate Cup. yeah, just want to add, good performance from Sporting N14. They were in our division last year, and they were kind of the whipping boys last year. I'm not going to be rude to them, but they were bottom of the league, and it's good to see them putting in a very competitive performance against AFC Muswell Hill, division above them, and they put in a very good performance. And also shout out to Sopranos FC Together, picking up a nice win. First game in the Barnet League. You pick up a very good 4-2 win against Barnet League, kind of not standouts, but like they've been in it forever, New Barnet, They're like stalwarts of the Barnet League. And very good result for them guys. And early in the season, we've got Brotherhood on top. Obviously, Brotherhood dropped down a division to Division 4. Very organised team, very experienced, very solid team. And you've got a few decent teams in this division, You've got a few experienced teams, a few young teams, a very nice mix in this division. And it should be interesting to see who comes out of this, because I feel like this division is less clear cut than some of the others in the Barnet League. Looking at the upcoming fixtures, we've got Barnet Salsa. I mean, that is a flipping groovy name. Barnet Salsa, love it. They're playing New Barnet in the Barnet Derby. We've got Brotherhood Cossey playing NLR. We've got FC Cricklewood against Colney Hatch Athletic. Again, they're meeting again. It's a reverse though, Cricklewood are at home. We've got Gower Phoenix against Sporting N14. Sopranos FC Together against Joga Benito. And we've got Whetstone Wanderers Old Boys against Roving Reporters. So, that sums up your Division 4 action for this week. Moving swiftly on to Div 3. So we had league action. Arnos Rangers losing 3-0 to Hendonians. Good result for Hendonians. We had Trent Park picking up a nice 5-3 win against Enfield Albion. I would say they were away, but they were about 250 metres away from their home pitch. Highgate Albion thirds drawing 2-2 against London Orient. We had London Sunday Trophy action between North London Colts and First Division Locomotive Thunder. Locomotive Thunder avoiding the upset, 2-1 win for them. Very good performance from North London Colts, They're a team that are very hungry, that will always give someone a game, I've never seen North London Colts back away from the challenge, And, they should be very proud that they gave that kind of performance against a team who are probably more experienced, have more talent than them as well. So they should be very, very pleased with their effort there. And Stratford Arms picking up a 4-0 win over Enfield Athletic. Stratford Arms, very experienced team. Almost too experienced for this level, in my eyes, they've got some players who should be playing at a higher level than this, They've got some players. For me, I've been always an advocate of I'd have loved to see Zenit St Whetstone play in the Premier Division, and there are a lot of players from that Zenit team that have gone to Stratford Arms, and I feel like they could be playing at a higher level. They gave us a working over in that cup game. I know we didn't turn up, but they took their chances, and they've got a lot of quality in that team. They've got a lot of quality. I'm not going to argue with that, but I feel like Division 3 is not their level, and you can see 4 games played, 4 wins, 26 goals. They've only conceded 4. That Zenit team were unstoppable. They were unstoppable. I mean, they didn't lose a game. They didn't lose a game in 2 seasons. They drew 1 game, and they weren't playing mugs. They weren't playing mugs week in, week out, and they were making teams look foolish. And it kind of baffles me to see some of those players playing Division 3, because I know for me, they are better than this level. You know, for me, even Hendonians and Trent Park are better than this level as well, because Hendonians are a very well respected team. I've always had a lot of respect for Hendonians, the way they've set up, the way they played, you know, sportsman wise as well. They always give you a handshake, you know, they play the game fairly. And as well as Trent Park, you know, have immense respect for Trent Park. They always show up, they'll give anyone a game, you know. They gave teams like Takers, Park Rolls, they gave them very good games over the years. And, you know, I think they're better than this level as well. In my humble opinion, I think they're better than this level. So moving on to the fixtures this week. Intermediate Cup action, we have Trent Park playing Inter Mill Hill. We have Hendonians playing Muswell Hill first in the league. Back to intermediate cup action with Highgate Albion thirds against Stratford Arms. We have London Orient in the league playing Enfield Albion. And we have North London Colts facing Arnos Rangers. Moving on to Div 2, the Rose Division. So intermediate cup action, AFC Rose 5, North London Athletic 1. League action, Anatolians losing 1-0 to Edmonton Lions. And Shentry picking up a very nice win, 4-2 against GTFA. In the London Sunday Trophy, we had Sudbury Athletic beating Inter Mill Hill 7-0. And in the league again, we had United House and Grange Park. Sorry, PJ and Duncan moment there. United House and Grange Park drawing 3-3. I'm not going to go over our result too much. Lads played really well against a very good, very organised North London Athletic team. You know, they brought it the first 10-15 minutes. You know, they brought it at us, and you know, they had a few chances. You know, 5-1. I mean, we deserved the win. You know, we created a lot. We caused them a lot of problems, and the guys did really well. And shout out to Shentry as well. 4-2 win over GTFA. GTFA started the season with 2 straight wins, and GTFA, very organised team, you know, stalwarts in this kind of Barnet Sunday League. They've been in it for a few seasons now as well. You know, they're well run. The club's well run. GTFA, the owner or president or chairman always seems to be winning the awards at the end of the season in the Barnet Sunday League. So obviously they're a well-run team, and it's a very good result for Shentry. Shentry are a team that always bring it. They're always very physical. They're very in your face. You know, they ain't going to back down from a challenge, and that's a very good result for them. 4-2 win over GTFA, and a very good result for us, to be honest, that GTFA and United House drop points, because United House are a team that look dangerous this season as well in this Division 2. You know, for me, United House, Shentry, GTFA are all around with us. You know, it's not going to be an easy division for us, you know, but I feel like if we perform to how we've been doing recently, I feel like the sky's the limit for us. So we're going to move on now to Division 2. So now moving on to the Division 2 fixtures, and in intermediate cup action we have Edmonton Lions facing United House and Mill Hill Club de Football facing Shentry Athletic. In league we have GTFA hosting Grange Park. So now moving on to the Division 1 results, we have Chefchow and Berbers losing 2-1 to Northumberland Park Rangers, and we have Highgate Albion Reserves drawing 2-2 against the Romans. In London Challenge Cup action, we had Cadaris Town losing 5-0 to Myland Bay Tees, and we had Peckenspore Pecken losing 4-3 to Continental. Also, AFC Oakwood beating the Bandits 1-0. In London Sunday Trophy action, we had Mehmetçik Galata beating Enfield United by 10-0. So just look at the results really. I've looked at Mehmet Galata. They play in the Turkish Federation League, and before the lockdown ended the season, they were above both, at the time, the reigning London Cup champions Dumlupınar, as well as the team who reached the London Cup semi-finals in Kizilmark last year. So two really well-respected teams, and this team were above them. So in my eyes, they should have been in the London Challenge Cup. I'm not sure why the Bandits were in the London Challenge Cup. I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve to be in it or they're not good enough to be in it, but I'm just saying as a first time team, as a new team who are in Division 5 of the Barnet Sunday League, I'm not sure how they ended up in the London Challenge Cup. So obviously I've heard there's seeding issues and stuff like that, but for me, a team like Mehmet Galata could have been in the London Challenge Cup, you know. So looking at the fixtures for the next week, we have Şefşahan Berbers facing Pekerspor Pekin. We have Lokomotiv Thunder against the Romans, and we have Highgate Albion reserves against AFC Oakwood. In the London Sunday Trophy, we have Northumberland Park Rangers facing Hendon United Sports Club. So looking at Division 1, I think it's going to be very competitive. Northumberland Park Rangers this week, with their win, going top of the division. They dropped down from the Premier Division last season to this season. For me, very organised team, you know, going to always give you a game. They gave Rising Ballers a very good game last season. They also gave Beatties a scare in the London Cup. I thought they were very impressive in that game. Highgate Albion reserves for me are very impressive. You know, 22 goals scored in 5 games, 6 goals conceded. You know, AFC Oakwood for me as well have impressed me at this level. You know, they were playing us last season and they've won 3 games in a row, you know, to start the season off. So they've got off to a very good start. But yeah, there's a lot of good teams in this division. The Romans have started off undefeated, you know. Once they get into a rhythm, you know, once they're focused and at it, they're a very hard team to play against, you know. As we know with our battles in the Edmonton League, they are a team who thrive off the good, you know. So you've got to kind of limit that, you know. You've got to kind of get ahead of the game and kind of, you know, play your own game against them. But if they get into a rhythm, they are a good outfit. We're going to move on now to the Premier Division, where a lot of our teams were in London Challenge Cup action. So we'll start off with AC United. They lost 3-0 to Ammonia London. Rising Ballers beat El Valiente 3-0. Park Royals went down 5-1 to Dumlupınar. And Takers were knocked out by another Ammonia 3-2. Hornsey and Highgate also lost 3-0 to Kizilmark in the London Challenge Cup. And our only league fixture this weekend was Highgate Albion picking up a nice 2-0 win over AC Finchley. Just want to add a few things about London Challenge Cup results. AC United going down 3-0 to Ammonia. Like I said, you know, nothing wrong about that result. You know, I know it's a 3-0 loss, but you know, no shame in losing to a team of quality like that. For me, AC United do great things off the pitch, and what is a mark of a great Sunday League club is not just what they do on the pitch, is also what they do off the pitch, in the community, with the youth, with getting players, you know, away from trouble, you know. And AC United do that. You know, they've got very well respected youth systems, you know, with loads of age groups that win a lot of trophies, and you know, they do fantastic work with bringing through young players, giving them opportunities, and you can't fault what they do. As a system, they've put in a lot of hard work to kind of give a lot of these players opportunities, and there's only going to be more success for AC United in the future, I believe. Looking at Rising Ballers, another very impressive win for them. Didn't expect anything more than that from Rising Ballers. For me, Maz has got them drilled this year. They look very dangerous. They look like one of the favourites for the London Challenge Cup. For me, and what I like from what Maz has done is he's made it even more professional. He's challenged the players. I think one of the problems for me, like watching Rising Ballers for about 2 years now, was the timekeeping aspects and maybe a not a professionality in some of the players, and the kind of aim of the Rising Ballers system is to get the players back into the professional game, and one of the biggest aspects of being a professional footballer, although players don't see it, is kind of the timekeeping aspect, and it's very important as a professional player to be prompt and to be on time, as a professional. Miss a training session, you're going to get fined. You're late for a game, you're not going to play. They're things that are going to actually affect your career. If you're not good at timekeeping, if you miss training a lot, you're not going to be in the manager's good books. And I feel like Maz has kind of instilled that, and it's like a factory. It's like a factory, Rising Ballers, pick this guy, pick that guy, they get quality, one guy leaves, a Darius leaves, or a Tosh leaves, or a Gim leaves, and they just bring in another player, bring in a young, hungry, talented player who is driven. And the thing is with Rising Ballers is you can see the ethos and how they play. These guys, especially Maz, is getting these players ready to play at the professional level, to play an attractive style of football, a style that's gonna get you seen. If you watch a Rising Ballers video, the way they move the ball around, it's very attractive, it's very good to look at. And I've seen a thing with a lot of the Premier Sunday League teams, especially some of them on YouTube, your SE Dons, your Lamberth Stars, your Takers, your Rising Ballers. The emphasis on having fun, playing good football is there, because they know that their players are also, of course they love Sunday League, I love Sunday League, but also, especially for Rising Ballers, especially for that, their main aim is to get the players to a professional level. And there's nothing better for the eyes of scouts than attractive football. And I think Maz has done a fantastic job this year, and I think I can see Rising Ballers going a long way in this London Cup. Just another ad, Takers again falling down this time, 3-2. I think Takers have been good this season. I was surprised they lost. I know it's the London Challenge Cup. I was surprised Takers lost. They've been really good this season. And I think their new coach, Apple, new member of the coaching staff, has really done well. And for me, Takers are going to be a threat this season to Rising Ballers. You've got Highgate Albion as well, who are going to be a threat. You've got a lot of hungry teams in this division. I also forgot to mention that Barcelona actually picked up their first win in the league this weekend. They actually beat Trabzonspor UK 3-2. So apologies to Barcelona. Congratulations on your first win in the division. So good result for them away from home. And we were focusing mostly on the London Challenge Cup, because the first round is very important. It's a very big weekend in Sunday League football, and for me, a mixed bag for the Barnet League. Rising Ballers, Continental, Oakwood, and I think that's it. I think it's just and the Wrong-uns also advanced. They had a walkover, so they're also in the next round. So they're the remaining teams for the Barnet League. Just before we finish, we're going to go through the fixtures for next week. It's all league games, so I won't have to go through the mill. Continental face AC United, Highgate Albion have got Gower All-Stars, Hornsey and Highgate face Trabzonspor UK, Barcelona face Takers, and Rising Ballers have got AC Finchley. So that just about sums it up. Thank you for your time. I'll try better next week. Sorry, I'm just not used to doing stuff like this, and I hope it looks good on camera. I know the paint job up there is not brilliant. Trust me, the room's getting painted soon. So I hope you like it. Any feedback is appreciated. To make the videos better. I know I'm not fantastic at editing at the moment, but hopefully this is more to be informed of what's happening in the league, and to try and build a fan base for Sunday League football. There's a lot of great people out there doing great things for Sunday League, and I just wanted to sprinkle a little bit of dust and bring a bit of light to the Barnet League. So I hope you enjoyed it. To be honest, I've stuttered about 1,000 times and had to delete about 1,000 rolls off the camera because I've made so many mistakes. So thankful to get through to the end, and I'll see you next week. Enjoy yourself, stay blessed wherever you are, and stay safe. Good night.